Senator Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. To speak on the bill, very briefly, Senator Creighton has acknowledged, I think everybody in the chamber has acknowledged, that diversity is a shared goal, specifically diversity in academic hiring. Yet after a couple of years of analyzing the problem, what we've concluded is that the best way that we can advance the common shared goal of diversity in higher education is to eliminate the only thing we've ever done to try to advance the cause of diversity in higher education. It strikes me as not just ironic or disappointing, but somewhat lazy and remarkably unimaginative. And if we're going to approach sincerely that shared goal, diversity, and we know the reason it's a shared goal among the noble qualities of having that shared goal, we know it works better. It works better to have diversities of experience and perspectives in everything. Corporate boards, academic institutions, senates, everywhere. If we're going to take that shared goal seriously, I think we should, before we remove the one thing that's working, or maybe it's only working a little bit. I know, Senator Creighton, you're not impressed with the numbers, and I think we all acknowledge that we could do better. But that's where we've put our efforts so far. Before we pull that back, we ought to have a backup plan. And the idea that we could look to Texas Women's University, whether or not it has a DEI program, and say, maybe there's solutions there. It's called Texas Women's University, folks. It's going to be different than other institutions. I don't think I can look to Israel and draw lessons. And I bring those examples up not to suggest that anybody's being flippant, but I just don't think we've taken sufficiently seriously this question of how we're going to do better than we're already doing. And I think we have an obligation to take that question more seriously than we have been before we take a bunch of steps backwards and retract what we've already done. I agree with my colleagues, Senator West in particular, talked about doing things over time, about having metrics. There have been lots of discussion about ways we might reform, advance, improve DEI efforts. And then there's another question of just patience. Things do take time. We are fighting against the currents of history. And the solution we seem to have is we're not moving fast enough, so stop rowing. And I'm afraid those currents aren't going to stop, and they will take us backwards if we don't keep rowing. We can improve the stroke, but I think we got to keep rowing. So I recognize that a great deal of effort has been put into this, that it's sincere and that the hopes are genuine, but I don't think we've done our job, and I don't think that we can say that we've done something by choosing to do nothing. And that's what we're doing with this bill. Thank you.